And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tailgate Tuesday. It is round 16 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. 18 drivers started the event here tonight at Iowa Speedway. Right now we're down to 15 trucks, on the racetrack. We just saw Dustin Franklin in the number 40 Chevy Silverado win Stage 1, and now they come to the green flag for Stage 2. 2 by 2, they go into turn 1. And again, folks, it is the 16th round of the 2021 season. It's the Safety First 200 here at Iowa Speedway. I do have an in-race reporter with me, Cameron Norton, the driver. The driver of the number 3 Chevy Silverado, and they're 3 and 4 wide on the front straightaway as they thunder into turn 1. Nick Francesco in the 24 has the lead. Stephen Corley in the 99. The Ford F-150 looking to the inside. Now this is going into turn 3.
Appreciate you having me here in this interview.
Yeah, happy to have you with us and happy to have you out there on the racetrack as well. We're watching one heck of a race. We've been having technical difficulties all evening trying to get coverage of this race brought to everybody on the YouTube channel here on the NASCAR Series Racing channel. And here we have it. 200-lap race at Iowa Speedway. We saw the NASCAR Motormaster Series drivers race here at Iowa Speedway last night for Motormaster Monday, 22-car race, and it went very well. Now they're heading into turn 1. Nick's still the race leader in the 24. The outside line has a lot more trucks in it. Stephen Corley in the 99 really trying to make some headway up there. Down the back straightaway, he had a little bit of a shove coming from the number 45 of Ayrton James. And Ayrton all the way up into the 3rd position. The 00, Jordan Green, 6-time NASCAR champion, runs in the 4th position. Good battles all over this racetrack. Keep your eye on Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. Led the most laps in Stage 1. Spun later on in the stage and lost the race lead. Finished 3rd in the first stage. Now he's trying to rally back towards the front, and he's doing just that. He's on the inside of Jordan Green. That's the battle for 4th and 5th. Nick Francesco still holding on to the race lead, but here comes Ayrton Frederick in the 45 all the way down to the inside. He's going to take the 2nd position away from Stephen Corley in the 99. Harold Burton in the 56 all the way up into 6th, and Beam SKP in the 16. Toyota Tundra is all the way up into 7th. Remember, Beam won the NASCAR truck race earlier this season at the Indy Roval, so he's locked into the playoffs, and he's been getting better and better on these oval tracks every week. Lone full-time driver out of France. You see him with Cameron Norton in the 3. To the inside of him, that's the battle for the 7th and 8th positions with Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51 and Jordan Roughton in the 17 just behind him. There's Brett Baker in the 2. Made history this past Friday, winning the 4th annual NASCAR Daytona 500 for the NASCAR Platinum Cup Series. Opening the season with a big win there. 30 drivers entered that event, and he's now found victory lane in 2021 for the Motormaster Series and the Platinum Cup Series, looking to get the trifecta here and find victory lane for the trucks. 2-time NASCAR World Champion Trenton Krentz in the 18 from Gran Turismo Sport. Coming in for some more action here for the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series. Got a top 5 finish earlier this season at the Sonoma Raceway in the NASCAR Motormaster Series. And he just made a nice move there, daring move all the way down to the yellow line. Made it 3 wide with Brett Baker in the 2, Jason Armstrong in the 15, and he was able to clear Brett Baker. And he's going to now clear Armstrong 2 positions for Trenton Krentz. Up front, the battle for the lead. Ayrton Frederick, we're hearing, just took the lead a moment ago and led a couple of laps, but now Nick Francesco in the number 24 goes back to the inside and retakes the top spot. Coming into this race, Nick in that 24. Black and orange Chevy Silverado, 5 wins and the points leader by about a 50-point margin over Jesse Carlson in the 88 Ford F-150. And joining us in the booth here for commentary, Driver of the number 88 Ford F-150 for Steel Horse Motorsports, Jesse Carlson. Jesse, you were a part of this race, but you had a bit of an engine failure, if you want to call it that, in stage one. And how do you like the race so far, and what are you seeing from this perspective up here in the broadcast booth?
Oh, it's been great. It's been nice to watch all these great battles and all that.
It's been exciting for me as well. Yeah, that we got a good battle for the lead up here. 4 different teams represented in the top 4, excuse me, 3 rather, and they're all going at it. Harold Burton in the 56 has found his way into the 5th position, was getting a shove from Beam SKP into that spot, and they were both able to get around. I believe that was the 00 of Jordan Green. Jordan Green trying desperately to get that outside line worked in, get it rubbered in up there. He loves to run up there near the outside wall here at Iowa Speedway. He was doing that a lot on Motormaster Monday. Maybe problems for Brett Baker. He's getting a little bit loose down on the inside line. We'll keep an eye on that. And we should update everybody. Dustin Franklin, driver of the number 40 Chevy Silverado, off the racetrack and done for the day. The winner of stage 1. And that is a heartbreaker for that driver. And this leaves 14 drivers left on the racetrack. Jesse Carlson and Trey Hollywood are done for the day and in the garage as well. Battle for the lead continues. Nick Don Francesco in the 24 on the inside, and that white and blue Chevy Silverado, the 45 of Ayrton Frederick up on the outside. Remember, folks, Ayrton, he won the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series race at Watkins Glen International last year, and that was his first career NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series win. He's been absent from races as of late, but he's made his return recently and made his start in the NASCAR Daytona 500 on Friday, and he's made a couple of starts in the Motormaster Series recently, and here he is for some truck action, and he's battling for the lead with the points leader, Nick Don Francesco. Stephen Corley has a good truck as well. That 99 Ford F-150 really hauling the mail. He's running third just behind them. Every now and then he runs the top groove in these corners, but then, as you see now, he hugs the yellow line all the way through the corner, trying to get some grip, trying to get a run. Thought about 3 wide down the front straightaway, and they're all going to hold station for now. These drivers have been 2 by 2 for the lead for, I think, 3 or 4 laps in a row. Throwing it down to the M-Race reporter, Cameron Norton, driver of the 3 Chevy Silverado. Cameron, how's the race been going from your perspective, and what are you seeing out there? You're up in the top 10 now.
It's been going good. You know, we're just grinding, made a few adjustments. We started in the back, and the race has been really good. No cautions, green flag, just how I like it.
Whoa! Ayrton Frederick had to grab a handful of steering wheel there, and he's going to lose the 2nd and 3rd positions. Gathers it back up in 4th. Harold Burton in the 56 now challenging him for that position. Jordan Green trying to do the same in the 00. Keep your eye on that white 00 Chevy Silverado. He's looking racy here early in the going. Cameron Norton right behind him in the 7th position. Beam SKP up into the 8th position in that 16 Toyota Tundra. Jordan Roughton is in 9th. Actually, it's Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in 9th, and it's Jordan Roughton rounding out the top 10. The top 9 trucks have separated themselves from the rest of the field a little bit, and that's the battle that we've been keeping on our screen for the viewers at home to see. Getting word that Land Shark will be on the racetrack for the Chicago Land event later tonight for Tailgate Tuesday's main event. And for now, we are kicking back and enjoying round 16 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. It is the Safety First 200 at Iowa Speedway. 18 drivers started the event, 14 drivers left on the racetrack battling for the win. And we're working stage 2. These drivers are getting about 32 laps on fuel, but they're getting less than that on these tires, pushing these tires to the limits. And we do expect these drivers to be on pit road for one scheduled pit stop if stage 2 goes completely green. Stage 1 we saw go caution free, so stage 2 could very well go the same way, especially now that we only have less trucks on the racetrack. Battle for the lead is still on. It has not cooled off at all. All stage long, Nick Francesco, Stephen Corley, Josh Colin-Diaz, Ayrton Frederick, Harold Burton, Jordan Green, Cameron Norton, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Beam SKP, Jordan Roughton. The top 10, Jason Armstrong is in the 11th position, Timmy Brown running in 12th. Give you an idea on where some of your favorite drivers are running right now in this event. We can also let you know Alex Tesdall, driver of the number 98 Ford F-150, he'll be in the race later tonight at Chicagoland Speedway for Tailgate Tuesday's main event. So Landshark and Alex Tesdall will both be in the main event later tonight. And keep your eye on Harold Burton, the black and red number 56 Chevy Silverado. He took a look all the way down to the yellow line on the front stretch, looking to make it maybe 3 wide for 3rd and 4th with Josh Colin-Diaz and Ayrton Frederick, and then thought better of it at the last moment. Ayrton Frederick is going to escape with the 3rd position right here in that 45. Harold's going to take 4th, and it appears
NASCAR Heat coming to pit road.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it appears Josh Colin-Diaz is going to surrender a top 5 spot and make a scheduled pit stop here in stage 2. So is Jason Armstrong in that number 15 Ford F-150. Armstrong comes into this race in a playoff spot in the point standings. No wins this season, but comfortably 7th in the point standings. Whereas Josh Colin-Diaz in the 23, there you see him. He's locked into the playoffs, folks. 2 wins. And he's there for scheduled service. We're going to keep our eye on the rest of the leaders. They're still on the racetrack logging laps.
Got a couple other hitters. You got Brett and Beam hitting.
Yep, Beam SKP bringing arguably the nicest paint job truck down pit road, the number 16 Toyota Tundra, and there's Brett Baker in the 2. 2021 NASCAR Daytona 500 winner, Brett Baker, and here come a fleet of trucks, folks. Eric Frederick in the 45, led a couple more of them. That was Cameron Norton as well, and Harold Burton in the 56. Timmy Brown coming to pit road. And this leaves only a few to not make a scheduled pit stop in stage 2 so far. Nick Francesco in the 24 is one of them. Jordan Green in the 00 is another. And Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51 as well. Jordan Roughton in the 17, so a couple of drivers staying out and gambling. However, their pace is going to be a little bit slower as opposed to the drivers that have already been on pit road to get 4 fresh tires and fuel. As you can see, Jason Armstrong in the 15 was able to power his way around the race leader on the outside to get one of his 2 laps back. But again, folks, Nick Francesco needs to come to pit road. But that just goes to show you what the difference is from old tires to new. Nick Francesco, it appears, is coming to pit road this time by. He does. Brett Baker narrowly misses him, but Nick was low enough to get to pit road safely. And it appears Trenton Krentz in the 18 going to stay out, and I don't believe we have any other takers amongst the drivers that are yet to come to pit road. Jordan Roughton in the 17 was on pit road. Jordan Green, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., and once these drivers have completed getting service and they leave their pit stalls, it'll all be cycled through, and then we'll get an update on the running order from our in-race reporter, the driver of the 3, Cameron Norton. So just stay with us here, folks.
Beam gets in the wall.
And we're going to throw it down to the M-Race reporter, Cameron Norton, driver of the number 3 Chevy Silverado. Cameron, who do you have as the race leader?
The 23 truck of NASCAR King.
How about it, folks? Really happy for him, too. There you see him. Josh Cole-Diaz is your race leader. Stephen Corley just behind him in the 99 Ford F-150 running in second. And I didn't see exactly how this all would have transpired and how he would have leapfrogged everybody, but it might have been because of short pitting. Remember, folks, Josh in the 23 came to pit road a whole lot sooner than all the other drivers, and he was running up in that lead pack. And this is kind of what the gap looks like. Back to the drivers running third and fourth. As you can see, Stephen Corley in the 99 keeping a good pace right there in second. And Nick Don Francesco in the 24, the orange and black Chevy Silverado coming into your frame every now and then. He's running in third. Jordan Green in the white 00 is running in fourth.
How about it? Made it up to fifth.
And yeah, our in-race reporter, Cameron Norton, rounds out the top 5 in the 3. I was just going through the camera shots to see what the rest of the top 5. Beam is just behind you in the 6th position. We'll throw it down to Cameron. Cameron, how's the truck feeling and how many laps to go in stage 2?
It's feeling so much better than earlier. Super happy. And coming out of turn 4, we should have about 18 laps. I'm trying to throw my money out there. Yep, right on the dot.
18 to go in stage 2. Beam and Hopper Suit in the 6th position. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in 7th. And then behind them, it's a little bit of a gap back to Brett Baker in the 2 truck, who runs in the 8th position.
I think Napa can catch him. He's flying through the field.
Yeah, we might see the fresh tires prevail here. Sometimes you see the short pit strategy help, and you can see drivers catapult in front. Now, do we have a lead change? Is the 99 out in front now?
99 is out in front.
I thought so. I just want to confirm he was on the lead lap. Stephen Corley takes the lead here at Iowa Speedway. He pit a lap or 2 after the 23 of Josh Cole-Diaz, so he has slightly fresher tires. And that's also why Stephen Corley in the 99 is so far out in front of drivers like Nick Don Francesco in the 24, Jordan Green in the 00. But those drivers on the fresher tires are beginning to close in on the top 2, and that's what we're watching here, folks. That black and orange truck, Nick Don Francesco closing in. He's the driver in 3rd. He's got the freshest tires of anybody on the racetrack, and got about 16 laps to go in stage 2. They click off quickly here, folks, and I love this track, and I love broadcasting and calling a race here, no matter what form of racing it is, what series it is, whether it's the trucks or the Xfinity cars, the Cup cars. So many different grooves you can run at Iowa Speedway, and there's so much room for different strategies as well, especially to see a long green flag run like we've been seeing. And we've got a battle for the race lead. To the inside when Josh Cole-Diaz in the 23 could not quite get it to stick down there. He was going to slide up into the side of Stephen Corley in the 99,
New
so
leader, Napa.
he thought better of it, and we have a new race leader as a result. It's Nick Don Francesco in the 24, but for how long? The crossover move by Stephen Corley, and now here comes the 23. They're 3 wide going into 1 and 2. They bounced off each other a little bit. Now coming out of turn 2, they're still 3 wide. And now Nick Don Francesco in the 24 is actually going to clear them and take the lead. Oh my goodness.
What a battle.
That was crazy.
I could not believe that. Jesse, you were watching it. What did you think of all of that?
Oh yeah, that was wild. With that in turn 1, NASCAR King making it to the inside and putting Diesel in the middle. Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Yes, it was, and
I
saw that Josh had the big run, and the other 2 trucks behind, in front of him, they got checked up because they were side by side. They both had the lift coming out of that corner because they were side by side. Josh did not. He had no one beside him, so he had a huge run, made it 3 wide, and now this is what it looks like at the end of it. It allowed Jordan Green in the 00 to gain a little bit of ground on the top 3. But as of now, it's Nick Don Francesco leading the way. His teammate Josh Cole-Diaz running in 2nd. Stephen Corley running in 3rd. All 3 of these drivers have a win this season in the Truck Series. It's Jordan Green in the 00, the highest running driver without a win this season. And then it's Cameron Norton in the 3, running in 5th, looking for his first career NOSSCAR Truck Series win. Looking strong in that 3. And how about Jordan Green, folks? 6-time NOSSCAR champion, all of which came back on the NASCAR 15 game. He's got a win in the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series. And looking for his first win here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series as well. He's got a number of strong finishes on his record here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series, and he's on his way to perhaps doing another one here. He's running strong in the top 5. Another driver running strong is Beam SKP, the lone full-time driver out of France, and making that number 16 Toyota Tundra for Rockstar Racing, looking really good here at Iowa Speedway, running in 6th. His teammate Jeffrey Robinson Jr. just behind him in the 51 truck, running in 7th. And there's Brett Baker in the 2 flashing by. He's the one running in 8th. Jason Armstrong in the 15 running in 9th. Just to give you a bit of an idea on where some of your favorite drivers are running, and they're all chasing Nick Don Francesco in the 24.
7 laps to go on the stage.
Perfect. You heard it from the in-race reporter, Cameron Norton, and got 6 laps to go in the stage. Top 5 received the stage points, and as of now, Nick Don Francesco is closing in on what would be another valuable playoff point, and he's closing in on the all-time record for having the most stage wins in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series. Only needs another 5 more stage wins to tie the all-time record. Easy for me to say.
It's got to be a good battle for 5th. Right company. If I can hold on.
Yeah, the closest battle towards the race leaders is indeed the battle for 5th and 6th, and it's the battle for the final spot that receives stage points. Beam SKP goes down to the inside of Cameron Norton, and Cameron's not in the preferred groove here, so Beam had a good run. He was able to exit the corner a little bit stronger. That also allowed Jeffrey Robinson Jr. to close the gap a little bit on both of these drivers. And so we have 3 drivers battling for the 5th and final spot to get stage points. There's Jordan Roughton in the 17. He's actually just in front of your race leader, Nick Don Francesco, so he's trying desperately to stay on the lead lap for another 3 or 4 laps here, so that way he doesn't want to have to be the free pass truck and start at the tail of the field. He'd rather line up right behind the trucks that he would be battling for position for. And just in front of him, Timmy Brown in the number 8 Ford F-150 is also in danger of going a lap down before the end of stage 2. Throwing it down to Cameron Norton. How many laps to go in stage 2?
White flag.
Oh, okay, well, white flag is in the air. Final lap in stage 2. For the safety first 200 at Iowa Speedway, Jordan Roughton in the 17 trying desperately to hang on, and I believe he's going to do that. Checking in on the battle for 5th. Beam SKP has a car length over Cameron Norton, but it's going to be Nick Don Francesco winning stage 2. Josh Colin-Diaz 2nd, Stephen Corley in 3rd.
That was a great stage right there, really good.
Another long green flag run there. These drivers really doing a good job minding their P's and Q's through this race and doing a good job, giving plenty of space and battling with a lot of respect and honor out there. Very little contact in this race. What do you think of the race so far?
Oh, I think it's great. Can't wait to see the stage 3 coming up. We have to see if they're gonna have to make 2 or 3 pit stops depending on how much they bring the tires. So we'll see what happens.
And I'm really curious to see when these drivers decide to pit during their cycles of pit stops in this final stage, because we've seen it go both ways. We saw Josh Colm-Diaz take the lead from Nick Donfrancesco, but we saw Nick charge him down and take the lead back on the fresh tires. I wonder if everyone's going to maybe stay out as long as they can to make sure that they've got enough tires to battle the 24. We'll find out, folks. Green flag back in the air. Final stage of the Safety First 200, round 16 of the 2021 NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series season. Posted right here on NASCAR Heat 5 as they go down the back straightaway and into 3. Side by side for second and third on back, and that's exactly what the 24 of Nick Donfrancesco wants to see. Now Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 gets clear of Jordan Green in the 00, and that might be exactly what he needed to run him down, and it might have been a blessing in disguise for some of these drivers like Jordan Green and Beam SKP. They might want to get single file and try to run down the leader. 3 wide for 4th, 5th, and 6th, folks. Cameron Norton in the 3 and Beam SKP in the 16. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51. They all held on to it, and I was amazed and impressed, and that just goes to show the level of talent here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series as they thunder into turn 1. Old Norton went up the hill just a little bit and into the side of Beam SKP. Beam had to lift and avoid getting into the outside wall. Now he's got a mirror full of Jason Armstrong, that blue Ford F-150, and Brett Baker joining the fight in that too.
Oh, there's 3 wide, 18, 15, the wall with them.
Oh, bit more contact. Cameron Norton getting into the side of the 51 of Jeffrey Robinson Jr. Jeffrey went up the hill just a little bit, and everyone stays pointed in the right direction, and now they work out of turn 4. Oh, and Jordan Roughton in the 17 bounced up into the side of Trenton Krentz in the 18, and some of these drivers just getting tight at the worst times when there's a truck to the outside of them, and now Trenton's going to fall in line behind Timmy Brown in the 8. Beam SKP in the 16 getting into the inside of his teammate of Rockstar Racing, Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51 on the outside there, and made contact with the wall coming out of 4. You saw that there.
And also Cameron Norton, he gets hit from Beam, and he got in the wall off turn 4 and lost a handful of positions.
Good saves by everybody all around. See, it's all about how you can bounce back from things like that. Beam lost a couple of spots a couple of laps ago, and then he was able to rally back and get him back a few turns later. Cameron Norton just lost a couple of spots to see what he can do here, and Harold Burden in the 56 down on the inside, along with Jordan Roughton in the 17, and Brett Baker in the 2 is also trying to make the inside line work. Up front, they're all chasing Nick Donfrancesco, driver the number 24 Chevy Silverado, and there you see what the lead looks like. He's been able to open up a bit of a gap on the rest of the field, including his closest competition, and that is Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23, who runs in second. 2 wins for him this year. Looking for win number 3. It's been a little while, so we know how hungry he is to find victory lane yet again. Behind him, running in the 3rd position, driver the number 40, and that is Ayrton Frederick, 45 rather. And just behind him, the 6-time NOSSCAR champion Jordan Green in the 00, running in 4th. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51 runs in 5th, with Jason Armstrong in the 15, right behind him in 6th. Beam SKP, Jordan Roughton, Harold Burden, Cameron Norton round out the top 10, and it's still anybody's race, folks. Every driver is still on the lead lap and has a shot to win the Safety First 200. Going to throw it down to Cameron Norton, our in-race reporter. How many laps remaining?
Let me get back to you on that.
What lap are you on?
134.
Perfect. So 134 these drivers are on, and 200 lap race, and Now Nick Francesco crosses the start-finish line, so that means that we have 66 laps remaining here in the safety first 200, and that means these drivers are going to need to make 2 pit stops if this entire final stage stays green the entire distance. And folks, we have not seen a single caution all race long for an on-track incident, so if this trend stays the same, we're going to be green for the rest of this one. Oh, what a tight battle we got going on here, and this is the battle for 5th on back, folks. Jeffrey Robinson Jr. on the outside in the 51, Jason Armstrong in the 15 on the inside. Beam from France is down there on the inside line with him, and honestly, folks, these drivers just can't seem to get away from each other. It seems like they've all got good speed, they all have a good truck, and they're just having a tough time getting to the front of this group, and when they do, they get challenged. Somebody gets a good run and they go back to the inside of them, and just no one can get away. It makes for great racing, but man, it makes for a bit of stress underneath the helmet of these drivers. And the battle for the race lead is on, folks. We've been watching it a little bit. Every now and then we've been tuning in on it, and Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 has been slowly but surely working on the interval to his teammate, Nick Francesco, and this is what the battle for the lead looks like. And he's now right up to the tailgate of the 24, and the Timac Motorsports teammates are side by side for the lead here at Iowa Speedway. And Ayrton Frederick in the 45 is closing in because of them battling side by side. It's actually allowing the entire field to run them down just a little bit, at least the top 4. Jordan Green also closing in. Good stuff. Gonna send it over to my colleague here in the broadcast booth, Jesse Carlson, who normally drives the number 88 Ford F-150 here in this series. You have wins in 2021 for Motormaster and for the Tailgate Truck Series. You had an engine failure earlier in this one. What do you think of this battle for the lead between the Timac Motorsports teammates?
I think it's very great, yeah. When you were taking an eye on that big pack and battle for 5th back there, and you really saw it in the top 4 was just pulled away and everything. And now they're side by side for the first.
And yeah, and it's giving a second chance to the drivers running 3rd and 4th, and those drivers are Ayrton Frederick and Jordan Green. They're reeling them in, and at a rapid pace. They're still side by side for the lead now, folks. Josh Colm-Diaz actually might have something, and he's going to clear his teammate. He's going to come back down to the inside line, and that was entering turn 3. And Nick might have even given him a break a little bit, might have even lifted a bit and let him come in line down in front of him. And we have a new leader, folks, and now we have 3 drivers battling for the lead. Ayrton Frederick in the 45 has found the tailgate and therefore is in the draft with the 24, Nick Francesco, and Jordan Green is almost there. I think Jordan's about 7 or 8, maybe 9 truck lengths behind these drivers. At least when they're on the straightaways, it shrinks a little bit when they get into these turns. Good stuff, and this is what the battle for 5th place looks like. Jason Armstrong in the 15. Oh, just came down into the side of the 51 of Jeffrey Robinson Jr. There was minor contact between the two. They both held on to it, and they're rolling through 3 and 4 now, back to single file, and good save by both drivers. Beam is right behind both of them in the 7th position. Oh, there was contact made there between Jeffrey Robinson Jr. and Jason Armstrong. They're now 3 wide. Beam SKP is going to go around both of them to take the 5th position.
Oh, 15th, there's the late block.
Yeah, I think he actually used the run that he had when he exited turn 2 to power move down to the inside line for the entrance to turn 3, just to take the lane away from Jeffrey a little bit. And the battle for this position is not done. Oh! Brett in the 2 truck looking really twitchy at times, and definitely not him that's doing that. We hope that he's able to hold on and finish this race. Technical difficulties all over the country here over the last few days with this cold weather that everybody's been getting. Josh Colm-Diaz is the leader. Nick Don Francesco is in second. Ayrton Frederick is in third. Jordan Green in fourth. Beam SKP rounds out the top 5. And thank you to everybody who is tuning in for the show. It is round 16 of the 2021 NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series hosted on NASCAR Heat 5. It's the 4th annual season for the NOSSCAR trucks on these NASCAR Heat games. Started back on NASCAR Heat 2, and we've carried the action all the way over here to NASCAR Heat 5. You're watching another thrill ride for another checkered flag and at another short track, folks. Love these short tracks. Love Iowa Speedway. Multiple different grooves you can use here to find speed, and certain lanes do favor the tires a little more, the tire wear. And we're watching Ayrton Frederick in the 45 try to use the middle to high groove to make to complete a pass on Josh Colm-Diaz and take the lead. Recently, he just took over the second position from Nick Don Francesco, and I have a feeling that Nick in the 24 might be lifting and just kind of saving his stuff. No need to push the truck as hard as it can go and lead every lap at this point. Gotta wonder if that maybe is the strategy. And now to the outside again goes Ayrton Frederick in the 45. Oh, he got a little tight coming out of 2, but he did not touch the wall. He's able to use the momentum he had through that corner to stay alongside Josh in the 23, and he's going to clear him coming out of turn 4. I think he's got the run. No, there's still 2x2. Pardon me. Ayrton Frederick went way to the inside there in the 45, and he's signaling that he's going to pit road. I thought so, and I was wondering if it was either that or his truck just got really loose on him, but here he comes. He took the lead, he led a lap, and Ayrton's going to bring the 45 Silverado down pit road for scheduled service. Here in the final stage, the only risk he runs short pitting like this is if a caution comes out, he's stuck 1 or 2 laps down to the race leader. And here comes Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. He's coming down pit road. Nick Don Francesco in the 24. Jordan Green in the 00. They both stay out, and they're going to be 1-2 for the time being. We're going to take a short break from full commentary here. I'm going to leave you with... Actually, we're going to keep the commentary going. We're going to leave you with our colleague, Jesse Carlson, and in-race reporter, Cameron Norton. And when the green flag cycle of pit stops is complete, we will go over the running order for you. So stay with us, folks. You're watching the Safety First 200 at Iowa Speedway. And we're back with full commentary here, folks. Round 16 of the 2021 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, live from Iowa Speedway on NASCAR Heat 5. It is the safety first 200 lap race. 18 drivers started the event. We're down to 13 of them left on the racetrack, working the final stage, and I believe we've got anywhere 40 to 50 laps to go here in the event. We're going to throw it down to the M-Race reporter, driver of the number 3 Chevy Silverado, Cameron Norton. We got 2 questions for you. Who's the leader and how many laps remaining?
45 truck is the leader, and I'm about to cross the line right about now. We will have 41 laps to go.
41 to go. Ayrton Frederick in the 45 is the race leader. He came off pit road in the lead, and he's blocking Josh Colm-Diaz left, right, and center here. And we've got a battle for the lead here at Iowa Speedway. Wow, and there's a lot of slicing and dicing. A lot of blocking here, and now to the outside goes Josh in the 23.
You better realize they're going to let third place of Nick Don Francisco, you know, let him come and be able to battle with them with his new tires.
And we can tell you that Nick Don Francisco in the 24, he's got the freshest tires of all of these drivers that are closest up here battling for the race lead. He's worked his way around Jordan Green to take the 3rd position. Jordan's still in 4th, and the top 3, the drivers running 3rd and 4th rather, are slowly closing in on these 2 drivers because they're still battling hard for the race lead. And now to the inside goes Josh Colm-Diaz. He was getting blocked and door slammed by Ayrton Frederick, so he finally forced the chrome horn to the inside, now has the preferred groove. Ayrton Frederick is going to lose the lead to Josh for the time being. Next corner should be interesting, and now to the inside goes Ayrton in the 45. Can't quite get it to stick down there to take the lead. So now Josh has the lead in that 23 truck. Let's see if he can maybe slowly work his way away from Ayrton Frederick in the 45. Oh, or not. Ayrton going to the top side. Ayrton going to the inside.
Well, he makes it work. He passes on the inside for the lead on the backstretch.
The inside line does appear to be the preferred groove. If you can get your truck down there, you can complete a pass most of the time as long as your truck is within the same skill range as the other truck or driver to driver. And Ayrton Frederick retakes the top spot away from Josh Colm-Diaz, and now they head into turn 1. All of this battling for the lead is really allowing Nick Don Francisco and Jordan Green both to close in and battle with these 2 drivers for the lead. Keep in mind, Nick in the 24, Jordan in the 00, they pitted a couple of laps after these 2 drivers, so they do have slightly fresher tires. They do have slightly faster trucks because of that. And it's allowing them to close in. Oh, and contact was made there between Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23, Ayrton Frederick in the 45. It looked like Josh did a bit of a dive bomb move to try to get to the inside of Ayrton, and he couldn't quite get there before the corner came up. I don't know, it was a bit of a late move. Contact was made. They're still side by side for the lead, and the 24 is right there with them. 2-3 truck lengths back as the points leader, Nick Don Francisco, and the 24, the pole sitter for this race as well. A little bit further in the field, Cameron Norton in the 3, battling with Jeffrey Robinson Jr. in the 51, Jason Armstrong in the 15, Trenton Krentz in the 18, Brett Baker in the 2. They're all right here battling for position, and just in front of this group is Harold Burden in the 56. Throwing it down to the M-Race reporter, Cameron Norton. Cameron, what position are you in, buddy?
I am in 9th, working on Juicy J, Jeffrey Robertson.
And is Even Steven running in P10?
It is Even Steven, yes sir.
Wow, a very impressive run for him. He is truly getting better on the oval, slowly but surely, and that's for sure. And good to see all of these drivers having a good run, battling inside the top 10. All of these drivers on your screen, folks, are in the top 10, having a good day here at Iowa Speedway.
We are making a pit stop. We have 28 laps to go.
28 laps to go, you heard from the M-Race reporter, Cameron Norton. So if these drivers were to pit now, they can make it the distance on fuel and tires. So the pit window is open, folks. And we see a change for the lead yet again. Josh Cole-Diaz takes the lead back from Ayrton Frederick in the 45. And Ayrton again dives back to the inside, trying to take the lead away yet again. Here comes Nick Don Francesco in the 24. It's a 3-truck battle for the lead.
I'm thinking that on these next set of pit stops, who does strategy? What do you do coming to the closing laps?
Yeah, I really don't know.
And strategy.
We've seen drivers short pitting and long pitting and all that. I don't really know exactly when you come to pit road. And I know that the 23 has been coming a little sooner than the 24, and it worked for them up until now. I guess it comes down to some calculations a little bit. You need to figure out how long you're able to stay in front of the 24 until he catches you on those newer tires, and then you kind of need to pit with that many laps left. So when he catches you, he doesn't have enough time to pass you. Around when Timmy Brown in the 8 truck, that happened just in front of the race leaders. I believe we're going to stay green. We have had no cautions all race long for on-track incidents, and the leaders just narrowly missed that one. Josh in the 23 leads with Ayrton Frederick in the 45 in second. He clears Nick in the 24. Nick is in third. Nick comes into this race the points leader. He was also the pole sitter for this race. Jordan Green runs in fourth. And I believe that it's actually Harold Burden rounding out the top 5.
Armstrong coming to pit road early.
I was watching him. He looked a little bit down on speed coming down the straightaway there. I was wondering what was going on, and thankfully nothing wrong with that number 15 Ford F-150. He's just bringing it to pit road for service. Really like the paint job on that truck. And there's his teammate Timmy Brown, who's he was the truck who actually just spun in turn 4 a couple of laps ago. And there's the damage to the front end of that Ford F-150. As a result, he'll be coming to pit road for scheduled service here soon, I would think as well. And Jordan Green on pit road in the 00. He was in the 4th position when he decided to come down pit road and give up that track position. The top 3 are still on the racetrack. Josh Cole-Diaz in the 23. The 45 of Ayrton Frederick, the 24 of Nick Don Francesco. It's going to be interesting to see when they come to pit road, because Jordan was not very far behind them, and he might be able to use this to his advantage. They're still battling hard for the lead up here. Josh in the 23, 2 wins this season, looking for win number 3. Ayrton Frederick, 1 career win here in the NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series. It was last year at Watkins Glen International, looking for his first win of the 2021 calendar year here in the trucks. Nick Don Francesco in the 24, running in 3rd, 5 wins this season, and the points leader. Harold Burden in the 56 is on pit road. We're getting a report, and here comes Ayrton Frederick in the 45. He surrenders 2nd place to come to pit road for a scheduled pit stop, and that leaves Josh Cole-Diaz in the 23 out there battling with his teammate Nick Francesco in the 24 for the race lead at Iowa Speedway. But keep in mind, folks, they've got to come to pit road before the end of this race. I believe that they've got about 20 laps to go, and we're keeping our eye on the top two to see when they come down pit road. And we'll have to see where Jordan Green is compared to these drivers. He really short pit compared to them. Here comes Josh in the 23. Comes to pit road. Nick Francesco in the 24 is going to stay out another lap. Look like a very fast pit road entrance for Josh Colin-Diaz in the 23. Brett Baker in the 2 comes to pit road. He was in the top 10 all race long, so was Beam SKP in the 16 for Rockstar Racing. Scheduled pit stops and pit road beginning to become a very busy place, and it'll be the last pit stop for these drivers in this race. There's Cameron Norton in the 3, had worked his way inside the top 5 at one point in this race and was running in the top 10 when he came to pit road.
Who knows, some strategy might come into play since we got close to... Someone might take 2 tires or something. I'm pretty sure some have already, so we'll see what happens.
Here comes Nick in the 24. He's on pit road, and we saw him a little bit slow on the back straightaway, and he might have actually just been simply signaling that he was coming to pit road this time by. Either that, or he really pushed the tires and the fuel, or one or the other, to its limit. And now he's on pit road coming for scheduled service, and we'll have to see what exactly he does on this pit stop, and we'll have to see where everybody cycles out at the end of all of this. And it's been lean, mean, clean, and green since the drop of the green flag for this 200-lap event. The only stoppages we've seen were the cautions for the end of stage 1 and stage 2, and if the trend keeps going, we're going to finish under green. There goes Nick in the 24. He's going to be behind Ayrton Frederick in the 45. He's going to be behind Josh Colin-Diaz in the 23. And it appears he's going to be just a little bit behind the 00 of Jordan Green. Well, maybe he's able to stay alongside him and get that position. And that's going to be the battle for 3rd and 4th once everything cycles through. We're going to throw it down to the M-Race reporter, Cameron Norton, the driver of the 3 Chevy Silverado, who is our race leader, and how many laps to go?
14 laps to go, and it's the 45.
All right, then. 14 laps remaining, and your current race leader, Ayrton Frederick, coming around to 13 laps to go at Iowa Speedway for the Safety First 200. Hopefully everybody out there is staying safe and staying warm. It's been a wild, cold week down in the southern states. Hopefully everybody's okay, and hopefully everybody's enjoying the show. Ayrton Frederick has the lead. Josh Colin-Diaz in the 23 is reeling him in on slightly fresher tires. Remember, Ayrton came in to the pits a couple of laps sooner than NASCAR King did. And it's going to be one heck of a battle for the lead and for the win here, I think, folks. Josh is there, the 23, he's there, and that's what the battle for the win and for the lead is going to look like here. About 3 or 4 truck lengths behind him now. Nick Francesco in 3rd. We can tell you that he's about a half a straightaway behind these two. He's got the freshest tires, but he's running out of time. I believe we've only got 11 laps to go. And Josh Colin-Diaz is now all over the tailgate of Ayrton Frederick, and this is the battle for the win. The Safety First 200 at Iowa Speedway. It's been a long, challenging, long grind of a race. 200 laps. These drivers are exhausted. They're stressed and they're anxious to park it with the best result that they can possibly get at this point. They both just went around the lap machine of Jeffrey Robinson Jr. And we're gonna see. We're gonna all watch this together. Who's gonna win here at Iowa Speedway? It's gonna be a good battle between two very talented drivers.
Oh, and Josh Gonzalez gives air at the bottom and doesn't work. Oh, he gives another one. Oh no, he spins air.
Oh, he does.
Oh gosh, that's gotta be disappointing.
It is. He got into the tailgate of him. Oh.
Heartbreaker.
I don't know if he meant to or not, but either way, that is a heartbreaker for Ayrton, because he was up there in the thick of things, battling for this win. He had led a lot of laps in this race. He has now dropped outside of the top 5, and his chances of winning have kind of went up in smoke. He's still going to get a good finish. He's still going to get a good, respectful finish, but he's not going to get the finish he probably deserves here, folks. That is a shame. Top 3, top 5 truck all race long since the drop of the green flag, so that is a heartbreaker for him. We're going to have to get an in-race update from our in-race reporter on how many laps to go whenever you get a chance, Cameron.
I'm in the 5.
Okay, perfect. So 5 laps to go for Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. He's trying desperately to hold on. His teammate, Nick Don Francesco, is in second, and he's closing the gap in a hurry. Actually, it kind of looked like Nick in the 24 found the outside wall just a little bit coming out of turn 2 that last time by. They might have stalled out the run a little bit for him. And 4 laps to go. The top 2 drivers, they combined for 7 wins this season here in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series. It's been a little while since Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23 has found victory lane. 3 laps to go. He won the Tailgate 250 at Daytona to begin the year. 22 drivers started in that event. It was one wild one, and did a great job at parking it in victory lane there, and he's closing in on another win here in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series for him. He's got 3 NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series wins in his career, and he's closing in on his 4th. The white flag has been shown to these drivers. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cameron, but the white flag has been shown.
2 to go.
Thank you. I'm glad I asked. Well, I'm famous for losing track.
This time by, he'll have the white flag.
Through 3 and 4. He comes at a 4 now, and the white flag has been shown. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 23. He's got 1 truck in front of him that he's going to have to maybe deal with before the end of this one. It's Trenton Krentz in the 18, but I don't think he's going to get to him in time. Half a lap to go, and I can only imagine the excitement that's just pouring out of that driver right now. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. A flawless race for a very talented driver. Josh Colm-Diaz wins the safety first 200 at Iowa Speedway. His teammate and points leader, Nick Don Francesco, is going to finish in the 2nd spot, and Timac Motorsports gets a 1-2 finish. Jordan Green in the 00 finishes in 3rd, and
Trouble with the top 5.
Congratulations to all of these drivers, and going to have some post-race interviews coming up. And we know that Jordan Green does not ever talk on the headset. He's the one who finished in the 3rd position, so I guess we'll have the top 2 drivers join us for post-race interviews. Congratulations to all the drivers who participated, but most importantly, congratulations to Josh Colm-Diaz and that entire number 23 team. Strong run here tonight at Iowa Speedway, and he needed that. The postseason is coming soon, and wants to get that momentum started at the right time. It's not the way he wanted to do it. Contact was made between he and the 45. I didn't see exactly. I don't know exactly if it was intentional or not. I don't believe it was. It's not the way he wanted to win, I'm sure. Fastest lap of the race goes to the points leader, Nick Don Francesco. Let's start the post-race show And let's get Napa fan, NASCAR King, into this group chat. NASCAR Oof, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm getting here in just a bit.
So you sent one to air, but no one else?
Yeah, I sent one to NASCAR King and Air. I forgot to get one to Napa.
Cool, okay, that works. So just making sure.
Air's Bellman and Oof.
Hold on, we'll get to you.
I know.
Alright, got Napa added. He'll be joining us shortly.
And just waiting for Nick Don Francesco, the driver of the number 24 Chevy Silverado, for his post-race interview. And we're actually going to throw things over to Victory Lane, folks. We're going to wrap the post-race show up as soon as possible, and we're going to just start with our interview with our race winner, folks. The winner of round 16 of the 2021 NOSSCAR Tailgate Truck Series season, the Safety First 200 at Iowa Speedway, goes to Josh Colm-Diaz, driver of the number 23 Chevy Silverado. First of all, Josh, congratulations. It's your third win this. It's your third win this season, fourth career NOSSCAR Truck Series win. And I was saying to the viewers throughout the race, you were running a flawless race, top 5 all race it seemed, led a lot of laps. And it had been a while since you found Victory Lane in the truck, so I knew how hungry you were for this one. What's going through your mind, and how does it feel to get another win here in the Truck Series?
Finally, about time. But I knew me and Napa it was gonna come down to me and Napa again. It seems like the past couple of races, it's just been coming down to me and him.
Yeah, both of you guys brought good trucks here to Iowa Speedway. You were both running top 5 all race long. It seemed like he was running a little bit longer on his tires and fuel before coming to pit road, and you were short pitting. Was that the strategy coming into this race, and was it working for you? Did you like how it was going throughout the race for you?
Yeah, at one point my car was just way too loose. I had to, whenever I went and made that pit stop, I made my truck for the longer runs. I was able to get up there and start challenging Napa for the lead and stuff.
It seemed like tires played a major role in this, but so did the lane choice. We saw drivers in 3 or 4 different grooves out there. We saw 3 and 4 wide, and we saw no cautions for on-track incidents miraculously either. Where was your truck handling the best out there tonight, and where were you finding the most speed?
Well, I got to, I think it was I got damaged at stage 1, so I had to repair my truck. So during stage 2, I was able to repair my truck, and I kind of got to see how my truck did in traffic, so that kind of helped me a little bit.
You won the tailgate.
Oops.
No,
Sorry.
Go on.
I was able to make my way back up to the front.
You won the Tailgate 250 at Daytona this year, one of the crown jewel events, and then you won the 4th race of the season at Bristol. Now here we are, the 16th race of the season. You finally get that 3rd win of the season. How does it feel to get that monkey off your back and get your first win in a little while?
Good, really good.
And where does this win rank with those two in terms of level of difficulty, would you say?
Not too bad, but Ayrton was being he was being Napa, but I knew I had to bump and run him like I did at Longshot at Richmond. So, but he did hit the apron. That's why he spun. He hit the apron, and
yeah, we saw the spin at the end there. Walk us through that a bit more, and because we know that that's not the way that you want to win these races. So take us through what happened there. You say he hit the apron?
I had such a run. I was making a run on the outside, and then he just hit the apron and ran around. And I don't know if Napa got hit or not, but he ran around, and then that was it.
Well, great race for you out there tonight. You ran top 5 all race long. You led a lot of laps, and most importantly, you parked it in victory lane here at Iowa Speedway. Congratulations.
Thanks, Ty.
And that was Josh Colm-Diaz, driver of the number 23 Chevy Silverado here in the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series, hosted right here on NASCAR Heat 5. One of the very best to play the NASCAR Heat games. He's finished in the top 75 for qualify rounds for the esports before, and when it comes to these preset sliders, he really knows what he's doing, especially here in these trucks. But he's known for his NASCAR Platinum Cup Series success as well, getting a top 10 this past Friday in the 4th annual NASCAR Daytona 500 for the NASCAR Platinum Cup Series. We'd like to take this time to thank all the viewers out there who tuned in and enjoyed the show and caught all the action. And hopefully you tune in next Tuesday for Tailgate Tuesday, another installment. And hopefully everybody out there is staying safe and healthy and staying warm as well. Quite the cold front going on down in the southern states right now, and some power outages and things like that. We hope everybody's okay, and we hope that everybody's staying safe and healthy. Love from the NOSSCAR community going out there to all. And quickly going to throw it down to our in-race reporter, Cameron Norton, driver of the number 3 Chevy Silverado. Cameron, sum up the race for us from your perspective. How did it go for you? And you ended up getting a top 10 out of the deal. Describe the competition out there.
It's been tough. It was a very good race. Lots of battles out there. Many different grooves at Iowa. It's a fun racetrack. I did pretty good. I didn't think I was going to come back from 17th, and to finish 6th is a pretty good accomplishment. That final pit stop, we took a gamble and took 2 tires and finished 6th.
And how does it feel seeing 2 of your teammates battling up there for the win at the end of this race while you're having a good day as well? And like, how does it feel to see your entire group have a successful run like that?
I think we're starting something where we're getting closer and closer to the playoffs, and I think it's about time we start stepping up our game. So look out for me, Josh, and Napa, and the rest of my teammates. We're going to be up there for wins for sure.
You heard it from Cameron first. Thank you a bunch for being the in-race reporter, and congratulations on your top 10 finish.
Thank you.
And thank you again to everybody who tuned in for Tailgate Tuesday, Chicagoland, the next race for us. And depending on how the technical difficulties are and how the connection is later on, we might be able to bring you full coverage of that event. But for now, from all of us here at NOSSCAR, we are saying so long and stay fast, folks.
Easy.